Okay, I'm back, and this is Susan's Kitchen Corner, and I'm in the progress of making spaghetti and meatballs. And right now we're chopping the basil and garlic. And wow, does that smell strong? Whew! That smells really yummy. And we're squaring it, and you want to put your hand on the knife like this and rotate it. And go back real fast as you can go, because we want to get this really, and this is kind of difficult on top of the stove, because square it. Again, got some big leaves in it. Now, if there's some big leaves you put in, no big deal. And this is all going to go into the meat to make the meatballs. Another thing we're going to need is we're going to need a cookie pan to lay the meatballs on before we fry them. Okay, that looks about good enough, so let's put that in. Wow, does that smell good. Okay, so what we're going to do now, since we're done with the chopping, we're going to put this back over here. And we're going to put everything back here. So, let's get our teaspoon, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a teaspoon of pepper in. We're going to put a teaspoon of cumin in. Now, if you have some other excuse me, I'm stuttering now. If you have some other spices you want to toss in, that's perfectly fine. Let's get our cinnamon. Where's the cinnamon? Right in front of me. Get a teaspoon of cinnamon. Or try to get a teaspoon of cinnamon. Let's get a pinch, only a pinch of chili peppers. Oh, that doesn't belong in there. That's a piece of skin. Okay, and let's put our garlic back where it belongs. Put our spices over so we don't spill them. And let's see, we've got 2 knives out on the table. Okay, let's get the meat out. Cut the meat open with a side. Anytime I cut the meat open with a knife, you put it right into the sink. So that way you get a, oh yeah, don't forget, this is the most important thing. Now, I did not touch this hand on the meat yet, so got the meat in this hand, got the tea in this hand. Always have tea when you're cooking because it gets really hot in the kitchen. This is fresh tea from the garden. Again, really small garden. And let's put this in. Okay, so this goes right into the trash. And what we're going to do is I'm going to wash my hands. I put this over the sink. And I put some soap on my hands. Wash your hands really good when you touch meat, because the thing is you don't want cross-contamination. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to get a spoon and we're going to mash this in. Just mix it in all the way. And, oh, well, that does happen too. You're going to have the meat commit suicide, so that's part of the game. Cooking is one of these things where food is unpredictable when you're stirring it or anything, but that's not where we want, so just keep on stirring it. Now, if you want to get your hands in here, you can. My fingers are still touching the meat, but I'd rather use a spoon because you just want to get it all mixed in. Get all those spices. and dig up the bottom so it all incorporates. And then when you think it's all incorporated, okay. I'm going to do one more thing. Wash my hands again. Because we are going to be touching different things that definitely don't want to cross-contaminate. I'm going to use a little balsamic vinegar. If you have it, that's great. If you don't, it doesn't necessarily need to be in the recipe. So about a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. And a little bit of olive oil. Just a little, couple sprigs, about a half a tablespoon. I don't know why I called it a sprig just now, but it came out sprig. So sprig it. Let's see, make sure something else I want to put in. No? Okay, let's mix that in. Oh yeah, our egg. Okay, crack your egg. That's easy. Mix it in. This is a lot of mixing. And we're going to also need, I should have posted, we're also going to need some oil, a frying pan. Yeah, that's me. I like to add things in at the last minute, but I'll post it. See, I got the tortilla thing going again. This is what I just spin things and chop into it to make sure everything gets in. Okay, so we'll wash my hands again. Maybe I should make a video on how to wash my hands for like 15 minutes. It's nothing but hand washing. Okay, so we're going to take the PANKO crumbs, and we're probably going to put, let me get my measuring something. Let's put in about three-fourths of a cup, because we want that as a binder with the eggs. Yeah, this whole episode right now is going to just be me storing. This is a long process. This isn't something that just goes, you know, spaghetti and meatballs this is a complicated one, because you have to do everything. You know, it's cooking. One of the things I could say is, if you wanna, you don't have to do everything at once. It's like you could, you know, you see in the movies where they got the tomato sauce going, they got the meatballs going and the noodles going. Make the noodles ahead of time. That's perfectly fine. Make them ahead of time. And make the meatballs, you know, make it at your, if you want to do everything at once, you can, but if you want to do everything at like one at a time, it's perfectly fine. You can make the meatballs and then have them, the oven on low, and have them in the oven while you're doing everything else, so that way you don't get overwhelmed. Okay, there we go. Let's get our cookie tray. It's right here. I don't have to worry about it. Okay, and don't forget to make noise. That was the other cookie tray full. At the same time, I pulled off the other one, so that right there. Okay, let's get a piece of paper towel. And let's get a bowl. And what we're going to do now, we're going to pour some of the rest of the PANKO crumbs into a bowl, because we're going to coat each one of the meatballs with the PANKO crumbs. And we're going to put what's left of this one in, because I got 2 bags that are on the verge of dying, meaning they're getting empty, so that's not going to matter if I touch that. So let's sit them over there because these are almost gone. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to stare at the meat until they make meatballs themselves. Let's kind of... So here's what I suggest, because this is where you get in with your hands. If you have an ice cream scoop, that's perfectly fine, but you want these things as small as possible. This has white balsamic vinegar sauce on it, so it's not going to matter. So get a little bit of scoop, like a little scoop, like that. Put it in your hands. Let's do a little bit smaller, almost like a walnut size. So hot potato, like that. And it's the same thing. If you can, now you're not smashing your hands together, but if you can cup your hands and it moves freely, that's the right size. Now dip it in the flakes. Let's grab another one. Put in your hands. That's a little bit too big. I can feel it. Hot potato, hot potato, hot potato. By doing this, you're basically, your hands are forming. You're not really doing this with it. By going back and forth, it forms the ball. So, oh, that's a little bit too big. Let's pinch a little bit off. Stick it in the breadcrumbs. Put it on the cookie tray. Next, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato. Shake. Again, we're not pressing down, we're cupping our hands. And if it bounces in your hands, it's probably the right size. It gets it same. And some people are going to have bigger hands, so you can have bigger meatballs. So you get that all covered up. Put it on tray and see what's going on here. I know I'm doing it really fast, so drop, 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 and by just dropping it into your hands, it's forming into a ball on its own. So, drop, drop, drop. I know, looks really fast on the computer screen. So that's a little bit too big. Take a pinch off. That's right. So, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I'm sure you don't want to watch me form all of these, because that'll make the video even longer, but I'm just showing you the gist of what to do. But when I come back, they will not be done. They will be still in progress. And I'm going to stop the video. Where's my little handy dandy? So I'll be right back, and by the time I get back, these will all be on the cookie tray, and let's get ready to fry them. Oh. Oh. It doesn't want to stop.